Hey guys, happy Tuesday. What's going on? So I'm going to check on my P.O. box. I'm going to the post office. And this lady walks out in a mask. And she's like, oh, where's your mask? You need to be safe. And I turned around and I basically told her, I was like, look, everything that I basically talk about on the channel, about the virologists wearing the hazmat suits, about there not being any biohazard bins to put any of the equipment on if this virus is so deadly, the homeless people still being alive after not, hand sanitizing and social distancing, and and wearing masks. And then I was like, you know what, I'm not mad. I just thought I'd give you food for thought. I was just like, on the box, it says that these things don't protect you from anything, right? The box that the masks come in. And she was like, oh, well, I'm not taking notes. I was like, okay, you don't have to, but I'm just giving you some food for thought. And I was like, I don't believe that they work. I'm like, and technically I have a medical exemption, so I'm not gonna put my health in danger for something that I know doesn't protect me. And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like I said again, I was like, lady, I'm not mad. I just thought I'd give you some food for thought. And I told her, I was like, I appreciate it. Cause I think in her mind, she honestly was trying to be like, hey, especially since they're put into the media that, black people are dying. She was another black person and she was older. She's probably old enough to be my mom. And she was like, probably, oh, this sister, trying to look out. In her mind, I'm guessing maybe, not that I can read her mind, but I'm guessing in her mind, that's maybe what she was thinking. So I was like, well, I appreciate the thought. I know that you're trying to keep me safe, but this is where I stand. And, it was a very friendly exchange and she left. Now, she still was wearing the mask. She didn't take the mask off, but I'm sure that she's probably gonna think about what I said. Especially since I was nice. Had I been a mean asshole about it, she probably would have, it really would have went over her head. It probably went over her head in the moment, but later she'll probably think about it. And, I'm still an advocate for having conversations with people if people are willing to listen. And even when I go out in public and somebody makes a comment about me not wearing a mask, like I'll just stop it. I'll take it as a moment to educate them. And I'm loud enough. I'm not ghetto ass loud. I was like, bitch, I ain't need no mask. Like, I don't get crazy. I can, I want to, I really do, but it's not gonna serve me. So if it served me, then I'd probably do that, but it doesn't. But I am loud enough, like, I'll talk kind of loud, like at the volume maybe I'm talking now, where people are eavesdropping and they think that I don't notice that they're eavesdropping. So they can hear what I say, right? But not to the point where I'm being very defensive and it's scaring people. I wanna give people food for thought to think about this. Axe Truth and I were talking on the phone not too long ago, and he said that he did that at a store, and this, this person, he walks in and they hand him a mask, and he's like, oh yeah, I don't wear those. And then they were like, well, why not? And then he started, going on his educational rant. And he said he looked around and there were two people that were in the store that were wearing masks and they took their mask off. So when you talk to people, you have these conversations, they put them down. They didn't but he said that they slowed them down. They were just like, and then, God, I don't remember if I made a video about this, so forgive me if I'm repeating myself, but I was at the store and this lady comes up to me and she's like, you don't have a mask on. And I was like, well, yeah. And I was gonna, give her my educational rant. And she was like, but she wasn't trying to chastise me. She just wanted to know how I got away with wearing a mask and people not harassing me. And she was from Mexico. And we started speaking in Spanish so other people can hear. But I was like, I have a medical exemption and you can too, wink. And I was just telling her that, showing her the orders. And I was like, look, I carry these orders around with me. Orders are not laws. If people want to hassle me, I know that there are cards and I might get those too. But so far the orders have been working for me. And what's funny is, when I'm like, hey, I have the governor's orders right here. Would you like to see them? 9 people out of 10 I was like, oh, no, that's okay. You can go. And I was like, are you sure? I'm always like, are you sure? Because they're, I have it highlighted and everything. They're like, no, it's okay, it's okay. So, and another place, I forgot to say this. Another place I went to, poor guy, man, I feel bad for a lot of the employees. There was a guy that got spit on by a person that did not want to wear a mask, and I don't advocate that. You know, they're crazy people on both sides. This whole situation is driving people to insanity. But poor guy, he got spit on. So when I went back there the next day, it's where I do my laundry, I was like, hey, you know, I'm sorry, I heard you got spit on. Like, I don't advocate that, but, you know, he was like, no, it's cool. He was like, by the way, thank you for leaving the copies of the governor's orders, because, you know, now it kind of gave us a better idea of where we needed to go with this. And they keep that at the desk to show people. So I like that day that I came in and they were trying to deny me from coming in, and I was real calm, because I know that they're, you know, they're just doing what they're told, which is a problem, but at the same time, you know, they're trying to keep their job. Like everybody, you know, they need their job. So I was like, look, you know, I have a copy of these orders, and I was like, you can have them, because this is the last place I'm going today, and I'll just give them to you, and I can go home and print some more, and I let them have it. So it actually ended up working out for you. So maybe that's something you can do too. You can educate people. I know that Peggy Hall from the Healthy American is actually having a campaign where she's going out and educating people, because that's a huge thing too, is education. And it's condescending as it may sound to some people. If people know their rights, if people understood how this worked, I mean, there's a whole fallacy of germ theory. That's why most people are falling for this. That's a whole other issue within itself. But just as far as laws and rights and what people, you know, what is valid and what isn't, and, you know, most people don't even know that. And because people don't know that, they're just falling in line lockstep. And this is what these asshole globalist elites, you know, are counting on. The people, in the fact, A, that people don't know their rights, B, that people are scared of what other people think. Those are the two biggest factors right now, is that a lot of people know this is bullshit. You know, I'm talking to friends, and, you know, in other parts of the country, and they're saying, yeah, I'm going places now, people have their mask half on, or like, you know, like under their nose, on their chin, and saying deep down, they know this is BS. But they're just complying because, you know, they've been made to feel guilty that they are, you know, being selfish by, you know, not wearing a mask. And I'm like, okay, so on the box, it says these masks don't protect you. So why are you wearing a mask to protect other people if they don't protect you or the other? Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, right? It's so illogical. Even logical people are falling for this because they're more, you know, a lot of these people I think are also just very insecure. If you have insecurity problems and you hate yourself and you don't want to make waves, you know, I've talked about this when we had the podcast too, when we would ask people what was their awakening moment and stuff, and we always can pose this question, like what made people more aware? And a lot of it, I think, also has to do with self-esteem, like having the courage to stand outside of the crowd, because it does take courage, right? It takes courage to do a lot of other things, but I'd say, you know, I'm afraid to be a cop. I wouldn't want to do that. I want to be in the military and go to war. Like, I'm scared shitless to do that. But it also takes mental, psychological, emotional courage to be able to say no and to look weird. You know, it's kind of like, you know, I was bullied a lot when I was a kid, and I really appreciate it now because I feel like, you know, it kind of worked my muscles. I had to fight a lot. I had to physically fight. I got a lot of physical fights. I got a lot of mental fights. And I swear to God, like when I got to college, it was more like psychological, emotional shit with evil women. Like, then I had to fight again, you know, I was bullied again, but in a different way. But it also, I feel like, gave me the muscles to be able to stand up now, because now I've just been through so much shit that I'm just like, you know, what are you going to do to me? You know, I'm more afraid to live in a world where we're owned by the NWO than to die at this moment. And I don't want to die. It's still at a young age. I still have a lot of things I want to accomplish, but I'm just saying, okay? So yeah, please PayPal me, Patreon, Subscribestar, P.O. Box, join my backup channels. Please join my email list. That's the thing I want most of all right now, is the email list, because the way things are going down, they're just like chopping channels down like karate blocks right now. So I every day I wake up and I'm like, is my channel going to be there? You know, but if you get to my email list, that's the best way for me to keep in touch with you. I have not sent an email out since I've been compiling this list. I only have about 200 people now, and I'm trying to get to at least 1,000. So It really helped me out. Like, I'm not going to bombard you, but I'm just really, you know, they just took Highwire down last week. They took Pressure Truth down. They took Stefan Molyneux down. They're taking the big ones and they're going to come after the little minis like me. So, I mean, I'm not, it is what it is. You know, we're on the devil's playing field right now, but most of the people are still on YouTube. So anyway. All right, guys, that's it. I will talk to you later. Peace, truth, and love. Bye-bye.